Multiple sclerosis it's a neurological condition. It affects the nerves. Take mogala wa motlakase. Mogala wa motlakase o insulate like this white black tape. So our nerves dinale that sieve-like material o bidwang myelin o eleng gore o di protectile. So once that sieve material protective layer is senyega mogora gore di nerves ka botsone di nna exposed ga e attackile gore gore di nerves they become exposed. Remember the nerves ke tsone tse le gore they send the message from the brain to the rest of the body gore tsholetsa loto. So ga ile gore di expose go kgona go nna le gore communication breakdown. I think it started in 2013. I was expecting my second born. Be go simolla ke kgona go nna le fatigue. And then just one day hala be ke nna le muscle pains. We were watching TV and then suddenly everything went blank. Matlho a ba tima.
Black sheep, rebels to society is that deep. Swimming with the sharks, it's a doggy hour. Better shop in your face before you get chopped, girl. Rock with me. If I lose my way in your heart, you get lost in mine. Talk with me. If you ever run out of luck, just go back in time. Well, he by design, and girl, you're all mine. You would be a fool to think you ever leave me.
In this powerful GaonaLive conversation, Gomolemo opens up about her long, challenging journey to a multiple sclerosis diagnosis, battling fatigue, temporary blindness, and watching her body fight an unknown enemy. Yet through it all, her resilience never wavered. But her story doesn't end there. Today, she's living proof that a full, happy life is possible, fueled by love, support, and an unwavering commitment to taking control of her health. Stay with us as Gomolemo shares her truth and the lessons we can all learn from her journey. Now, before we get into today's episode, I want to take a moment to give a heartfelt thank you to our amazing set sponsors, Tebimo's Decor, Southern Africa's premier event specialist known for transforming visions into reality with their breathtaking decor. From weddings to corporate events and beyond, they create unforgettable experiences that leave a lasting impression. So if you're looking to elevate your next event or simply want to indulge in some stunning decor inspiration, make sure to follow them on their social media pages. Now, thank you for helping us create such a beautiful space for our conversations. All right, Gomolemo, thank you so much for joining me here on GaonaLive Conversations for this conversation, for this act of service, for you, choosing to share your life story as you create awareness about a condition that I think a lot of us are not familiar with, right? I've heard of multiple sclerosis. I think perhaps from the movie, TV, social media, WhatsApp. But you know how certainly strong and this is how you don't dig enough to just sort of find out what it is. But I've met one person who spoke about, her experience with MS, and I'm really just looking forward to hearing your experience. So you are somebody who has both multiple sclerosis and lupus, but May is MS month. And, from what you said, this is really why you're here and you'd like to share your story. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me a little bit about yourself. Gomolemo Kimang, take me to you, perhaps even before we diagnose you with MS, right?
Gomolemo is a typical Motswana girl. That kuko ya Setswana girl. I was born in Matudukwane.
Go Matrukwane. Masikara na tsa teng ka go, go malolwane so tota.
I was born in Matudukwane, but my mother was from Malolwane.
That's nice.
Okay.
So hi, Kaz.
So I was born in Matudukwane, but bred in Gaborone. My preschool, primary, up until varsity, hela gone mo Gaborone. So ke godile hela ke le a typical ngwana Setswana o nana hela malapeng, that introvert. Ke sa senke ke ikela go pehela. I think gape I was a little bit shy. But ga ke kopana le le motho o ke mo itseng I can open up.
Yeah.
Ke godile ke ne ke se ngwana o lwalang. Kore ne re ha ke re ke a lwala be ke na le flu. But it changed ha ke le ko varsity. Ke simolla I could just wake up one day hela ke bona ke rurugile kore ke tlabe ke robala sentle but phakela ha ke tsoga ke rurugile molomo ke rurugile maoto and all that. But ra sa khone go bona gore sentle problem ke eng. We went to different doctors le bone ba sa khone gore ba tshware gore ke eng. I remember at one point ha ke le ko varsity ba bang kitseng from varsity ba itse rene ke khona go tsamaka this black bottle le tonanyana from marina ile gore we are trying to collect urine ba batla go bona gore ga se diphilo. So be re tlela e se tsone ka tsamaya and then be go nyelela le rena be re tswa mo go gone hela like that. So I grew up hela just a normal life.
Yeah. So now, at what point do you get diagnosed with multiple sclerosis? No, so santle even before the diagnosis, had you ever come across the condition? Before I got diagnosed with endometriosis. So I just want to know what that was like for you, even prior to diagnosis.
I think it started in 2013. No, 2012. I was expecting my second born. Be go simolla ke khona go nna le fatigue and you know how we expect that.
It's almost like the expectation.
O nna le fatigue and then be re sa go tsenye matlho thata. And then just one day hela be ke nna le muscle pains. So be ke feel gore no, but this is not right. But happy still re sa go tsenye matlho. It went. I think I was on my last trimester. Ha ke ntse ke re ntse hela re le mo lapeng, we were watching TV and then suddenly everything went blank. Matlho ba tima. Ke ba retse hela ke I laughed ke we got what we kana ke bone just like that wa bona we got ja wena kana ke no I'm serious ga ke bone and then that's when be re bona gore no this is serious. We went high le matlho obviously we
panic, matlo,
you panic. We went go ngakeng ya matlo
la ngakeng ya matlo o ntse ga o bone ka nte go ne ga re pau
and then after a few days e be go nna blurry ke bona batho go le blurry.
So for a few days you
ne go le pau go le go ntsho.
So do you go to the doctor immediately?
Because you'll get scared.
Of course, that's what I'm thinking.
TV and then immediately go nna go ntsho you get scared wa bona be re ya ngakeng they did some tests so ha re ntse re metse di tests tse ba mpilele some medication yana gona hale. That's when be go simolla go nna blurry nyana ke khona go bona but ke sa bonne khakala. And then e be go siama be ne ba re leketse di galas but be ke decide hela gore no let me just do it. E be go siama ke khona go bona nyana slowly ke bona hela go sentle. They were saying it's herpes.
Affectile
ko matlho.
Okay.
But then hape the test di sa khone go supa
it's just an assumption this is what normally happens.
Yes.
Okay.
Then after I think it was 2 to 3 weeks ha ke sono nne ke nna motsetse suddenly ha ke tshwantse gore ke kuke ngwana ke moanyise mabogo a pala I can't lift up ngwana. So that's when I know be re ema ka dinao ke simolla ke nna le weakness on my right side. I couldn't walk properly. I had to drag loto la right. So we went body test. They couldn't find out gore ke multiple sclerosis e thata le go diagnosiwa because like any other autoimmune conditions the symptoms tsa teng di a tshwana the familiar. Ke sone se leng gore ha gongwe go kgona gore go te it's multiple sclerosis though e se yone e lupus kana khante le go te it's lupus though e se yone. So we met some lady I think ne ke tswa mo spatela because na kwa tene ke nile le di relapse tse dintsinyana. We met some lady gate me Joyce Tema may her soul rest in peace kana bantaru tsorkeng yang ko South Africa kwa ga Dr. Fleming. He's a neurologist. We went, you know how lo kana ha go te ya kwa wa tsamaya. We went to South Africa. We met Dr. Fleming, a dira results, a dira bolamba pancha ka go harologana. That's when be diagnosed ka 2013. It's multiple sclerosis. So rare it's multiple sclerosis. Okay. I was excited, ne? But it's the excitement ya gore ke bolwetse. Ile excitement ya gore finally.
Relief. I know. I was waiting for you to say that.
Finally, there's a
I'm
name
not
to
imagining this. This
You
is real and it has a name.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then ngaka wa khamala gore why kill excited? Because namona ha ke tse ka multiple sclerosis. It's even my first time go utlwa le go ke palwa le ke go le pronounce go te ke na le lone, you know. So that's when I ba tlhalosa gore kana this condition ga ina cure. So okay, no problem. I haven't read anything about multiple sclerosis. I don't know anything. So when I came back, that's when I decided, you know what?
Research.
Let me be Google's friend. Research. Yeah, that's when reality hit.
What are you coming across at that stage?
Now, I'm there. I'm there. I think ke simolla go tshoga gore because kana internet le yone ga o bala mo go yone it just puts everything out there. O sa kgathalesego gore ke mo go ntseng yang. So now I become scared. Ke ipotsa gore how am I going to live with this thing? I have a newborn. Ke go dira yang. I'm just there, a young mother, you know. So I think as a family panic is how am I going to survive? Because I get to South Africa, mind you, I was using a wheelchair. I couldn't walk because of the condition. So we put am I going to spend the rest of my life in a wheelchair as young as I am? How am I going to cope? So, hey, it was difficult. It was difficult. Le batho, they couldn't understand gore go diragalang. Remember, I was diagnosed in 2013. I got married in 2010. So, mo batswaneng nna gore why? Ba mo loile. Ba heditse ka ene. So it was very difficult. But we decided, you know what? Let me look for a support group. I haven't heard about this illness mo Botswana. So let me go out there. Ke batla support group mo netong. Fortunately, ke be ke bona some MS group mo South Africa. Ke bone tota ba ileng gore they took me through everything.
I just want us to pause a little bit because, you know, up until now, we're still wondering so MS king. From a medical perspective. But king, because you are king. Do you know what I mean? Because here we are now, all these different symptoms. They are like such a wide range of symptoms, right? And the diagnosis is multiple sclerosis. For somebody who in Lantla, of course, you'll continue to share your story. We'll get to understand it more. But
multiple sclerosis, it's a neurological condition. It affects the nerves. So from what they're saying, the nerves are rona ngaka neng en tlhalosetsa ga nna motlhofo le nna ka kgona go tlhaloganya o nthetsa re take mogala wa motlakase. Mogala wa motlakase o insulated ka this white black tape. So our nerves di na le that sieve like material o bidwang myelin o eleng gore o di protectile. So once that protective layer is senyega mogora gore di nerves ka botsone di nna exposed. So from what they're saying ke gore our immune system is overactive e be attack this protective layer. Ga e attackile gore di nerves they become exposed. Remember the nerves ke tsone tse le gore they send the message from the brain to the rest of the body gore tsholetsa loto.
Exactly.
Tsholetsa lebogo. So ga ile gore di exposed go kgona go nna le gore communication breakdown. wa bona.
Wow.
So ga brain e ra loto le kore le roto le tebe le re no ke batla go tsholetsega ne, it sends the message to the brain and then the brain e be send re tsholetsa loto.
Yeah.
But if go
Go na
nile
le communication breakdown
ga le ka ke la tsholetsega. That's why I had to drag that food because ne ke sa khone message u sa khone go reach loto gore le tsholetsege. And once that happens re na le mo re go bitsang re di relapse because ya no ra gore message ga khone go goroga sentle, and then ba ga go nna yalo you go to the hospital, you are hospitalized, e be ba go pampa ka steroids.
Eish. I was going to ask you what treatment even
the treatment, the most important treatment that we getting is on the steroids. And remember, kana di steroids di senya mmele. Di senya mmele and di steroids ga di senya mmele ke gone anong ha ile gore society tsena te. Ke tlebe ke no di steroids tse 12 in a day. I balloon up. Ke rakana le gaone. Yo no nne yang.
So now you are dealing with layers of trauma.
Now you're dealing with layers of trauma. You're dealing with society. So it's a challenge.
And so treatment, that thing, is it something that you are on full time? Can they as and when you have the relapse? And then it's treated, or you can manage it and prevent these relapses.
Unfortunately, you can't live without that treatment. For the rest of my life, steroids. Once you miss a dose, even if it's just for a day, in a matata. O tla utlwa hela ka di muscle di na wiki. O tla utlwa hela ka tlhogo bo itse gore no something is about to happen. So it's something that you take for the rest of your life. They'll be treating symptoms as they come.
So now, is it something that, is genetic, that you are predisposed to because is it something randomly to, like you're saying, you started experiencing these symptoms only at tertiary. Before that, was alarming. So keep put something and is it something saying
they don't know, hey?
Yes,
they don't know the cause. They don't know. Because Lebone, when I was diagnosed back in 2013, it was a bit rare. More Africa, especially the southern part of Africa. It was rare. Oh, so I'm not the only one. So but back then in rare. So exactly what causes multiple sclerosis.
Then it's also difficult to prevent it. You can't say no, you can't say Wow. Let's talk about how then you cope. You know what I mean? What keeps you sane living with a condition it takes you managing it every day. You are aware of your life. You know what I mean? As if
I think for one, support system. Surround yourself with baba positive, and that's what I did.
Oh,
because even now, oh shit. Share my story. I'm not sharing it for sympathy.
Yeah.
Somebody who's going through the same thing. There is life after diagnosis of multiple sclerosis.
Absolutely.
But we can form that pact. So support system, the best thing that you can have not only multiple sclerosis but any chronic condition, because it's
what is that support system supposed to do? Get out, or what is your expectation of the support system, or for you to say I feel supported or I feel seen by my support system? What do you want them to do? Because you already mentioned how badly,
I think tota so sa ntlha se ke se expecta mo bathong ba ke tshela le bone. Just be there for me. Because like I said, it like ka di symptoms tse di harologane. Tsatsi le lengwe ke khona it also impacts thata le mo emotions tsa gago. Tsatsi le lengwe ke khona go tsoga hela ke feel gore hey, you know what, ha ke bate batho, ga ke bate modumo. And when I say that, understand. Well, it's not an everyday thing, but nako e ke reng ga ke bate modumo, ga ke bateng, understand and give me that space. Nako tse dingwe ke khona go tsoga ke lapile tota with extreme fatigue, ke lapile. Ha o le ga ona no, I think ke expecta gore o nthe gore jiu ko ka ke mo lapeng, hey, I'm tired, but you know what, that ke tsaya bana o ikhutse. That hella on its own, it means a lot. Kore ha ke go ra ke re plan same. Let's say we've planned for we're going out today. I'm tired. I want to make it. Understand. Understand. Kore skana gore o matepeo. O ya no setse a iphitlha ka boletse ba gagwe. Wa bona so just being there, it means a lot to somebody with a chronic condition. Just take that phone call, hello, are you okay? It means a lot.
Now, anyways, before Lupus, like I just want to interrogate this a little bit. I get a lot of people with chronic conditions, and I'm one of them, who say, right? I think because indeed, like you're saying, this is activism, this is advocacy. You are but they're isolated in that little corners. You can flourish, but how we get defeated by the diagnosis. So it's really crucial that we have people like you who are willing to thank you for that, right? But I also sometimes feel like we're a little unfair in saying we don't want to, because I feel like that is just a natural, response to somebody or there's somebody who's going through something. Could you get what I'm saying? So sometimes I listen to that and I get you completely, but I also feel like, but aren't we a little unfair? But be that as it may, I also understand what it's about not wanting anything that pulls you down. Empathy over sympathy. Yes, that's empathy. That's somebody saying, Ish, I can only imagine how she's feeling. So let me try rula moral for a little bit. Maybe rula moral is not the right word, but you know what I mean? So how about sympathy? I want us to dig further. How about particularly considering that what is it that you don't want them to do that you feel will drag them down, what will drag you down? How about you know what I mean? I think let's just dig it a little bit more, just so that, or unpack it a little bit more, so that somebody understands, okay, but you know what I mean? Or I want things to just be normal. You know, people unpack that like that. So I think, I know what I'm putting you on the spot, but like try to interrogate even yourself a little bit more. How about
I think besides kanya gore our shame.
Helpless.
Ne ke re ka rialo ka re ga ke batle motho e reng anteba a ba bona molwetse.
Okay.
I get condition ya multiple sclerosis. It's strange because ga e batle the extreme temperatures. I get when it gets too cold, ke affectega, ne? When it gets too hot, ke affectega kore e go bata just normal so ha gongwe motho o tla ba dira like you saying go le naturally hela it comes wa itse gore kana ji ha bate serame se se ntsi ba bona ha gongwe te bere ha ntse hela ha le runyana le kare batla ka dikobo
Emma.
it's natural like you saying but to me ke tebe ke re heish gore ba bona se gola yala se tlhokana le dikobo wa ntlhaloganya gore ke ntse so I want people hela gore re ha ba mpona ba bone just a normal person
And allow you to ask for help if you need help.
ne ke re ka dialo ke re ba bone a normal person and wait for me gore ke re motho ke mara ke re hey you know what I think it's called dikopantleleges because sometimes wena mo go wena go tlabe go le tsididi na mo go nna ke capacity to se sentseng yang wa bona so ha o ntlela ka kobo on that situation ke ha gongwe le nna ke tlo tshaba go e gana wa bona ke feel gore hey kana o tla bo re motho ona ke care ka ene but ene ga bone gore yeah care wa bona so it's complicated like that.
Okay. So perhaps ba follow where di cues ga gago gore ba leke go supporta wena se o eletsa go supportiwa ka sone.
I think ha o nna le motho o itse motho okay gore tsatsi le ke tebe ke bona ga ona gore no this is not the Gaona that I know. That's when ke ka yang go wena ka go botsa gore what's wrong? Can I do anything for you? Wa bona but ga ka re hela ke go bona gore no you are just fine be ke ta go wena ka go botsa gore what's wrong? I follow you like I wait for you o ka tswa ga go sa bui but I will see or no she's not right.
Absolutely. This comes up a lot even with bana le bogole ba ileng gore even in wheelchairs, right? O motho a dirisa di-crutch gore motho tla gore a re ke mo wheelchair but hi ska go bona bo mpusha you know what I mean yet gona gore motho ene o pusha because o feel gore ka ke mothusa tsa ka le allow me to be independent gore ke tsamaisa ga ke tlhoka thuso ke tla. So I feel like it's a very complex issue humanity is just responding to stimulus sa sengwe se eleng gore se ba tshwara go maikutlo yet wena eleng gore ba go utlwela botlhoko allow me to lead you so ke a go utlwa and I honor that right but I just wanted us to unpack it a little bit more and then at some point like you're saying you also then get diagnosed with lupus already onale MS right where does that come from? How does it come about?
The autoimmune conditions, they walk in pairs. Once you get one, o khona gore o tsamaya ka bo 2 bo 3 akere. So ke ne ka diagnose wa yalo ka MS in 2013. I learned to live with MS. And then 2023, ke be ke simolla ke develop. I remember lupus it affected the organs. Okay. Because your immune system, yone attacked the organ. Whereas MS attack the nerves, lupus is organs. So gore ebe is simolla on my skin. So naga ke simolla ke tswa Russia teng hela I didn't know I thought hela ke Russia hela because with MS ne bantha ba re avoid letsatsi bona so be ke ipelela gore no gore ke spendile nakonyana e ntsi mo letsatsing but ebe go simolla go ya di joints tsa me di simolla di nna botlhoko ke simolla ke ruruga di joints that's when ebe ke ka 2023 March be ke diagnosed with lupus but then now you have lupus it's MS it's lupus. So that's when I decided, let me raise awareness ka MS. Because lupus now, how lupus 1 or 2 people would know gore o bua ka eng, even though ba sa itse in depth gore lupus came, but they've heard about lupus, they know halele. But with MS, it was different. It was different. How MS o sa kae boletse ba makgoa o sa kae boletse ba bahumi o sa wa bana so that's when I decided let me stand up and raise awareness ka multiple sclerosis the next person you can make it. I've made it. Ga ke diagnose ke bolelwa gore I just have a few months to live because ne ba feel gore it's in it. I have a few months to live.
This is in 2013.
2025 I'm here.
Look at you
I'm
now.
Here, So that's when I decided, let me say to somebody, out there o itlhobogileng ke mara ke re no
ka go
you can make
diagnosis di
it.
kgona go depressa le tsone or prognosis ko re tla go tona le condition a gore mme ebile go ra gore right so ke rata kganya gone gore you are bringing that up because motho o mongwe gona anong o mo diphateng tse di chesang because o teile go te re go ha kgwedi tse tharo o teile go te wa ha bontshana go ra gore you know what I mean so it's really important to see yourself as the exception in cases like that where it really just seems gloomy to go te wa mme batho ba mo teo tota ha re dumele gore ba itle ba nne ba tsela would you say that fighting spirit and you know the resilience gore o bo khona gore bo nne motho creating awareness ka you know malwetse a mabedi or the condition tse pedi tse tselang ka tsona tse ka bendi go depressive would you say it's because of the support system or what else has kept you going where do you get this ability you know to just keep walking and flourish
I think tata ke yone the support system and then again ke ne ka leba family yane family ke ra spouse le bana ke ne ka ba leba be ke re you know what these people still need me bana ba sentse ba ntlhoka gore bona ha bana na go gore mama though they do understand gore mama is not well but they still want to see their mother every day when they wake up so let me do this if not for me let me do this for my husband and kids again the third thing o bona modimo modimo ke stasha when you know your faith and you know gore no matter what God will always be there for you. Go nna motlhofo. And even the support that I got from from the Old Apostolic Church. And then the support that I get from the Old Apostolic Church is massive. It's massive. They know gore ke tshela ka this condition and how they know gore ba ka nthusa yang to make things comfortable for me. So that on its own be go ira gore le nna ke re batho ke khone gore ke nela that strength to stand up. Look at me. If I can make it, you can also make it. You know, the diagnosis tsa di condition tse di ntsenyane di botlhoko because they don't only affect you physically, they affect you emotionally, financially. Kore tla bo le ho financially medication it is seo o patela sa ga gore o reke nako you don't have money nako the little money that you have ha ba gaone ba tsama ba ya when you look at medication and you're going to lose lots of friends because of that. Others that are going to look at you you know. So I just wanted to tell somebody who's going through what I'm going, you know what, don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. Stand up and fight.
A lot of people's faith, you know, gets challenged when they're going through, you know, adversity and the challenging times. And in your case, diagnosis, take us back to 2013 when you got diagnosed, right? Was your relationship with God challenged? Kanti, was it strengthened, right? What were the conversations you were having with God in prayer?
Yeah, I think Obana the challenge, they can either make or break you. And they can either make or break faith. And fortunate enough for me, I grew up in church. So yeah, there are moments saying o khona go question modimo gore why me wa bona ke dirileng I've been doing this for you, I've been following you wa bona, but why wa bona mehela like I said gore kereke has played a very big role mo gone ke khona gore ke nne le gone at the back of my mind kere if not me who then.
That's it.
That at the back of my mind. Mikana Bojobe has been through a lot. And Lena as Wanamudim. if ke batla gore ke bontshe batho gore ke modimo, I have to go through that. And sometimes do tse dingwe di go diragalla ga one because you didn't do anything wrong. Nako tse dingwe modimo is using you as an example gore a bontshe batho gore ke na le matla, I can do this. Gore bogolo ba modimo bo bona le ka wena. And I think ke gone mo go nthusitseng ke na le gore a batho ke ba re ke modimo o ikgalaletsa ka nna.
Amen.
Modimo o ikgalaletsa ka nna.
Absolutely, because when you look at gore uno back in the day no ta go tinyama ga ona go tshela lebaka, but look at you, you know, look at you, it can only be God.
And back then ha ke diagnosed I had 2 kids. The other one was old, the other one nearly a newborn. And ne ke boleletse gore ma, after this don't even try. Re tla go fitla. 2025, I have 4 kids. I had 2 more after the diagnosis.
And God sustained you. God sustained you because
thank you. He has the final word.
He has the final word. Wow, that's so powerful. You know, it's such a beautiful testimony. The chance is never 0 with God. So again, this is a whole specialist level.
Nothing is impossible.
Nothing is impossible. So partake it with a pinch of salt because God has the final word. And that's exactly, you know, the story of your life.
True.
Wow. I think, you know, I'm so also like, you are blessed to have the kind of support system you're doing alone.
I am.
I remember something that I picked up you were talking about we went, we went, and I'm like, wow. So you never really had to walk this journey alone.
Never.
You're
even
blessed, yeah.
I'm not alone. I've been blessed. You know, modimo do tse dingwe ga di dira wa ba di dira a itse gore kore he puts you through challenges a itse gore you're going to overcome them. You have the strength to overcome them. It's just that rona batho ra be re doubt, you know. Modimo o mphile a partner e leng gore I count him as the top of my blessings because he's very supportive. Very, very supportive.
God knew you would need somebody like that, and he gave you that person.
He did.
Wow.
So ke na support system ke na le support system ma shetla.
Oh my.
Ma shetla.
Re leboga modimo on your behalf. So now as we wrap up, somebody may be having similar, you know, symptoms. Ba bangwe ga re tswa ha ba hetsa gore etsa eno gore ba tle ba diagnose ka multiple sclerosis, you know, ba tle ba diagnose ka lupus. That's what normally people do. Ba bangwe ba tle ba panikile mo tla ba re bila ke batla go hospital because ga ke batle go teiwa go tekenale because, you know, I don't want to know, right? I want you to talk to people dealing with, you know, whether it's different conditions or suspecting they could have, you know, a condition similar to yours. What would you like to say to them? Also, advocating for yourself because na go nngwe wa go nga kenya ntle go rara right? What do you do in instances like that? So I want you to just give a word, right, surrounding, you know, advocating for your diagnosis, surrounding managing your life even prior to diagnosis. You now lived with the condition. So I just want you to really just speak to that.
I think for me, because ke na little back ke tshela ka bona kere. And I think dingaka ga ke tsena ba bonela appointment time ba nna sentle because because ke ipuelela like you saying mo gongwe go tlebe re ga o tla ka di-symptoms be go no it's all in your head. No, it can't be like that. Wa bona, but nna ke be ke tla le go wena ka medication. The medication that I'm taking gona na ke tsa the medication o mongwe bidwa Advocacy injections. I inject myself once a week. Ke we patletse ka ba ka bolelang ka mmolela gore there's this injection Remember, ke ne ke go bolela ka support group ya South Africa. So that's where I get a lot of things from. There's this injection it helps a lot of people by multiple sclerosis. You can get it go South Africa. So that's what I do. So to somebody out there is going through this, o mongwe a sa bolo go nna a ya ko dingakeng go twe ga re bone sepe ga re reng. Don't give up. Okay, don't give up. Knock mo lebating le lengwe if you have to. Remember, it's your life.
Absolutely.
And we only have one life to live. So ga go batle re itlhoboga. Knock. Nna le ko Ministry of Education ba itse re ka wa health ba itse re ka kokota. I do because medication wa rona ga wa registeriwa bontsi ba bone. So re tebe re tlhokana le special order forms le netu from health gore o khone o tsene mo Botswana and all that. So how o libile o tlogetse motho gore e nne na go direla that is not in pain. O khona go tsa kgwedi tse pedi antsa gore re nya ke re. So now I go ke tsora ha ke kisitse ke khona go tsa kgwedi just a week ke be ke khona gore ke be ke itiretse
ka gore wa ikemela
ka gore wa ikemela. So fight for your life. Don't just give up or ke lekile go padile ke rileng. Fight.
Absolutely.
Because the more you fight, one thing that I've realized, the more you fight, the more you find out you're strong. But you never know you're strong until being strong is the only choice that you
absolutely.
have.
Yeah.
So ke lemogile ka nna ke khona gore tsatsi le lengwe ke lale ke le mo paining but be ke khona go lala phakela ha ke tsoga look at myself in the mirror ke re wow, I'm strong. You know? You have to tell yourself
Absolutely.
so
Absolutely.
fight for your life.
Yeah. Now, considering that May is MS Awareness Month, this is something that you mentioned months ago when we, you reached out initially.
Yes.
Or, I'd like to create awareness about this condition, but particularly around May, because May is MS Awareness Month, I want you to, wrap this up, your message to the MS community. Also, have you come across batho ba bang ba na le MS mo Botswana ba ileng gore gongwe ka re you guys have a community, a support group, anything of that sort?
We don't have a support group per se, but I would love to have one because ke dumela gore if you talk to somebody who's going through what you're going through go nna motlhofo then o bolella motho o mongwe o sa tlhaloganyeng o tla go filela but ha ke go filela like somebody who's going through what you're going. So I would love to have that support group. I've even created a page on Facebook. I've reached out go Marina le bone. They've been giving me but kana ke ga ba ka ke ban because of confidentiality ba ke ban nela the numbers and everything. So bantse ba ba no tsa mogala wa ga Gomolemo ke o reach out and that and so far I think we are about 10 ba ileng gore tse re khone gore re ka nna ntse re bua hale. So my plan ke gore re dire a support group re khone gore re dire because since 2023 I've been having the commemoration. It's a World Multiple Sclerosis Day and this year we even having one ka di 31 it's a May.
Oh, wow.
31st May we'll be having World Multiple Sclerosis Day ko Nanogang ko sekolong sa Nanogang. We're going to start ka 6:30 with a walk. Fortunately this year Marina e khona gore e re joine. So re tebe re na le Marina re na le di health tebe re na le di health talks gape. And I'm hoping gore people would listen to this and they will come because you never know gore go ka benefita mang mo groupung ya gago mo society sa gago. So I'm hoping to see them on the 31st of May.
Absolutely. And where do they get hold of you? Are we a page at least so that Bailang who are watching and would like to get in touch with you, or how do they get in touch with you?
My personal Facebook account ke dirisa Gomolemo Marumo. It's just Gomolemo Marumo.
Okay.
And then Ionea MS, it's the Maylin Foundation Botswana.
MYELIN. MYELIN.
Remember the Maylin, that's safe protecting. So it's the Maylin Foundation Botswana.
Botswana.
And my number,
You can, as long as you're comfortable.
My number is 7385-1338.
7385 1338.
And then Orange, it's 7825-7047. 7825-7047.
Okay.
I'm really, really hoping that they will reach out, because you never know. You never know what just reaching out eka thusa batho ba le kae. I think hela go nna le motho o go ra reng call anytime you feel like you want to talk. A ke ka 2, a ke ka 3, a ke ka. It's very important. And I'm saying to them out there, anytime you want to talk, only about MS, anytime you want to talk, I'm here. I'm here.
Gomolemo, thank you so much. What a wonderful being you are. And, for being the courageous, woman that you are, for being as selfless as you are, for deciding to do the work that you're doing and advocating for, this particular cause, and being an activist, and being when on behalf of other people as well. That's a really beautiful thing. It's a huge thing. I feel it's one of the greatest acts of service to humanity. May He give you all the resources that you need to continue to grow the movement. I will hear all the platforms that you need. So all the best, my sister, and well done. Keep up the great work.
Thank you for giving me the platform to reach out.
Our platform is made by stories such as yours. So thank you so much for doing this.
Now, thank you very much for tuning in to this episode. And don't forget to share, to comment, like, and subscribe. And if you'd also like to share your story, you can DM the GaonaLive or GaonaLive Conversations pages on Facebook, or just email GaonaLiveConversations@gmail.com. Catch you on the next episode.